You also shouldn't, because that's also a chiyuv. So after the 150, you want to spend $400. From the 150 to the 400, you could use my. So there's no chiyuv on that. That's beyond. If you hold that Meiser doesn't have to go to the poor, some people hold that it has to go. If you hold that it doesn't need to go to the, it can go for other things, which most people do. We give it to shoals. Most people do that. Okay. Mikul.
Most people minus in Meiser when it comes to chinuch. The chinuch here costs more than they make in a year.
The way they calculate. The way that the way we could calculate the Meiser is that if you actually divide the cost of the school per child, then what's beyond that technically could be used for Meiser. So, for example, if you half the parents don't pay, the other half is covering all the ones that don't pay. That's why the tuition is so high, because they have to cover, for everyone. So if you would average it out, what is the actual cost per child? Then what's more than that, you technically could use Meiser. Remember, I asked Obi Shachat, do the math for me, work it out. He says, you're the first person to ask me this. I'm the first person. It's a big deal. So.
Then you have to divide it if it is secular part of
that's
the...
also you can add that in. It's a good point. That's a good point.
Right,
but however, you have to a person is obligated to teach his son a trade. It could be that's not common. Okay, Mikulam. There's big discussions on this camp and girls' schools and it's everything. Okay, Mikulam hayanaitel echad me'asaret shuma. Now the Gemara is easier. It's back to the Gemara that we're familiar with. From all of the loaves, different types of loaves, come. Push this down. You could use it as a stender. From all of the loaves, you would take 1 out of 10. Yitzhi doesn't like to be on camera. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, we're taking 1/10 from the 40s, which means you're going to give 4. It says v'hikriv mimenu echad mikol karban truma l'Hashem, that you take 1 from the sacrifice a truma. When it says that so it says echad, when it says mimenu echad, that you take 1, shli yitel paras. You can't take a slice like we learned yesterday. It has to be a full loaf. It's discussed if it was raw, if it was dough. Remember, we call karban from each sacrifice. You call karban shavis. That all the karbanos should be the same. What does that mean? That means that you take 1/10 from each of them. You shouldn't take 2 from one and leave the other one out. Rashi added in something funny here. Rashi in the Ksav Yad said, "Mikarban al chaverai," that if one type had 5 and the other type had 15, it was going to come out that you were taking 1 on the other. I don't know why he's adding that in. The simple. Don't take 2. Don't take 2.
But the problem is if it's porous. If you have 15, how do you take Meiser 1.5?
Well, you have.
So
if you look
it's
them,
easier to take 1 on that side and 1 on this side is mean on mean. Mean chain of mean.
Well, I understood what it meant was that you would look at it view as both of them together are 20. So I'll just take 2 from the 15 one, right?
Or 1 and 1.
Uh-huh.
The problem is it says it can't be porous.
Right. So it needs to be. I thought it needed always to be 10. Lakayan hazayrek es damash lamim lo yiyah.
Maybe it's according to Reb Shimon.
No, Reb Shimon was only. Reb Shimon was only in the mafetaner. That was not in the carbon toida. There was a type of mincha. There are 5 types of mincha.
So how does he say 5?
I don't know what Rashi means. That's what I'm at. I don't know what Rashi means. That it's,
It means a chamisha, it means a chamisha asar.
I don't know what he means. The Rashi on the top doesn't.
Okay.
L'koyin hazeirik is damashlam la'yeh v'ashar nachal l'baylam. The koyin that sprinkles the blood, to him it should be, and the rest goes to the owner. Tana Rabbanan. Rabbanan taught in a Bais, v'ikriv mimeno. I'm going to go through this pasuk. It elaborates on the pasuk. You will take from it. The word mimeno means from it or from us, right? It's a singular or plural. It's very confusing because the word mimeno, if there's a dot in the nun, then technically it should mean from him. If there's no dot, then technically it should mean from us. The problem is that that rule doesn't apply. That means from it. It means it all needs to be one altogether. Rashi says it needs to be in one keli. Tosfos says it needs to be touching, just like when you take challah from different things, you have to minamukaf. They have to be together. Echad, the pasuk says one. Shliitul paras. You can't take a slice. Mikol karban. We're continuing the pasuk from each sacrifice. Yukol karban Shabbos. All the sacrifice should be equal. Shliitul mina karban al chaveirei. You can't take from one, and leave the other one out. Each one needs to have taken one from it. Truma la Hashem. Eni edei mikama. From the word Truma la Hashem, I wouldn't know how much. Kamahi. Harini done, but I'm going to learn it out from something else. Nemar kan Truma. Over here it says the word Truma by the Taida. Nemar b'Trumas Meiser. Truma. And when it comes to when you give a Levi his Meiser, which is 1/10, the Levi has to go and take another 10th and give it to the Kayen. It's called Trumas Meiser, or Meiser Mina Meiser, 1/10 of a 10. So, Mala Halan Echad Me'asara, just like by Trumas Meiser, it's 1/10. Afkan Echad Me'asara. Also, here, by the Taida, it's 1 out of 10. Or maybe go away from this path and take a different route. Nemar kan Truma, Nemar Bikurim Truma. I have the word Truma somewhere else, by Bikurim. And by Bikurim I have no measurement. Ma'ala halanein le'shir. This is from the Dvarim Shein Lem Hapeya v'Bikurim v'Arayin. This is Eily Dvarim Shein Lem Shir. There's no measurement. So, and it says the word Truma. I'll learn Truma by Bikurim. There's no amount. Afkanein le'shir. So the Gemara said no. Nir l'midaima. Let's see which one is more comparable. We're used to this already. We know how this works. Done in Truma, Shein Acharei Truma. Let's learn from a Truma that you never have to take Truma afterwards. That's the final Truma. Trumas Meiser is the last thing that you have to take. Here, it's the last thing that you have to take. You only take the Truma of the Karban Taida. You take one loaf, you give it to the Kain, the rest is yours. Nothing else to do. Don't let Bikurim prove to you anything, because over there, Sheish Acharayim Truma. Bikurim is the first thing that you take. You still didn't take your Truma and your Meiser and your Meiser Sheni and it's the very beginning. Or maybe you should not take this path. Done in Truma necheles b'makim kodesh. Let's take, where is it eaten? It's eaten in Yerushalayim. Mitruma necheles b'makim kodesh. From Truma that's eaten in Yerushalayim, which is the Bikurim. You can't learn from Trumas Meiser. That's eaten anywhere, wherever you want. It doesn't have to be in Yerushalayim. That's Meiser Sheni needs to be in Yerushalayim, not Trumas Meiser. The Kayin wherever he lives. It could be in anywhere. Talmud Laimar Mimenu Truma Lashem. We are going to add the word Mimenu into this. Siv Trumas Meiser Mimenu Truma. It says from it Truma. L'gzeir Shava. L'madna Truma Shi. Okay. L'madna Truma Shiachim Yasara. We know that Truma is 1 out of 10. Avalei Eini Yedei Mikama Hichala. But I don't know how many loaves should the bread be, or how much should I give to the chametz? Because you have 4 different types. How much should be chametz? How much should be matzah? I would think that I would divide it into quarters, and we didn't do that. Remember, we divided it half. It was 10 and 30. Harini done. So we're going to learn. Nemar kan lechem. It says over here bread. And I know over there that it's bread by the 2 loaves by Shavuos. Over here we're talking about a Karban Taida, a Thanksgiving offering. Someone that was sick or passed the ocean or the deserts, was in prison, he has to bring in the sacrifice. How much of it should be chametz? So we're going to learn from the Shtei Alechem, which is brought by the community on Shavuos. It says over there lechem. Mala halon isarin lechala. Just like by the shtei lechem, the two breads on Shavuos, the whole thing was only 2 isarin. Each loaf was 1 isarin. So afkan isarin lechala. Also over here, I should have 10 isarin for each. Because each challah needs to be 1 isarin. So it should be a whole ephah, a whole measurement, all 10. Or maybe say it differently. Nemer kan lechem. Over here it says the word bread. Nemer belechem apanim lechem. And it says by the showbread, which is brought every week. Bread. Malahalan shnei yisrainim. Over there we learned yesterday that the loaves were double the size. There were shnei yisarin, 2 isarin per loaf. Afkan shnei yisrainis. Over here also, it should be 2 isarin. So near lemidaim. Let's see which one is more comparable. Done in mincha b'chametz im hazevach. Let's learn a mincha that comes chametz together with the sacrifice. Mi mincha b'chametz im hazevach. From a mincha that comes chametz together with the sacrifice. What are we referring to? The shtei alechem, which is brought on Shavuos. It comes with 2 lambs and it comes chametz. And the carbon that comes chametz together with a sacrifice, with the shlamim. Va'al yechiach lechem apanim. Lechem apanim is so different, the showbread. She'ena ba chametz im hazevach. It's not chametz, and it doesn't come with the sacrifice. So it's clear that we should learn from the shtei alechem. Or let's look at it differently. Done in mincha ba mieretz, v'chutz la'aretz, min hachadash, u'min hayashan. Let's learn from a mincha, which is something that could be from the new grain, the old grain, from the land of Israel, or not from the land of Israel. Mincha ba mieretz v'chutz la'aretz, min hachadash, min hayashan. From a mincha that comes from the land of Israel, not the land of Israel, from the new grain or the old grain, which is the lechem apanim. Because the shtei alechem has to be from the land of Israel. It needs to be the new grain. It needs to come from the land of Israel. Talmud Laimar, the pasuk says, and from Mimash V'Seichem,
From Eretz Yisrael, no?
From Eretz Yisrael specifically, which means that we're learning from
Lechem apanim.
the lechem apanim. Which means that we're learning from the shtei halechem. Which means that because that needs to come from Eretz Yisrael, and Mimash V'Seichem Shtavil Lechem Tinufa Shtayim. That goes together, right? That's part of the pasuk. Shtayim. Shein Talmud Laimar Taviu. It doesn't need to say the word Taviu. Ma Talmud Laimar Taviu. Why doesn't it say you shall bring? Because it just has to say that it's the sacrifice. Shekol Mashat Mevi Mimakam Acher Hareyu Kazeh. That when it's coming to teach, when I have this somewhere else, it has to be similar to this. That means that just like by the shtei alechem, it's 1 isarin per loaf. Also by the carbon there needs to be 1 isarin per loaf. This is a way of learning that I have an extra word that's not necessary here, and it's not teaching me anything about the shtei alechem. Tineu le'inyan acher. Imene inyan lezeh, tineu le'inyan acher. It's going to teach me about something else. Ma'alahala nisarin l'chala, afkan nisarin l'chala. So we know that each chala is 1 isarin. The Gemara asks, 1 second, if you're going to learn so seriously from the shtei alechem, maybe you should only bring 2 of them. You should have 2 challah instead of 10 of them, right? By the Taida we have 10 challahs. Each one is an isarin.
The 4. Oh, okay.
No,
Sorry.
It ultimately comes out to 10. Talmud Leimer Tiyana. It says no, it shall be. That means it limits the learning, that it's only the isarin that we're going to learn. But over there it's 2, but over here it's going to be whatever measurement we have, which is 10. Okay, Lamadnu asara lechametz. We know that you have 10 for the chametz. In each one, how do we know that there's 10 for the chametz? We said the truma, and we said that each one is nisaran. Asara lematzah minayin. How do you know that there's 10 for the matzah? 10 nisaran for the matzah. Talmud Leimar. Al chalis lechem chametz. Neged chametz havi matzah. Exactly the same size as the chametz, you should bring the matzah. This is a different amount.
The word al was extra or what?
Yeah.
Or just the
That's
word
accurate.
lechem chametz.
No, I think it's the al lechem chametz, which makes the comparison. Neged chametz heavy matzah. Nimtzu esrim isreinas lachmi taida. Comes out that you have 20 isarin for the loaves of the taida. Asara lechametz, 10 are chametz, vasara lematzah, and 10 are matzah. Yachal asar shebematzah leyukol and el menachos. Maybe all 10 should only be one type of matzah instead of the 3 types. Talmud Laimar. Imal taida yakrivena vikar al zevach taida chalis matzahs pulas b'shemen or kikim matzahs b'shuchim b'shemen. Seilis merveches. It lists 3 types. Nimtzu shleisha esreinim. Comes out. If you have 10, we're going to have to divide 10 by 3, which means 3 1/3 for each type. And you're going to have 3 chalas per isarin, because you're going to need 30.
How many kazeisim in isarin? I mean, you have enough.
I know that an isarin is 53 eggs.
So you have enough for each challah to have a share, you know.
Yeah. The way that they taught me this in yeshiva was that the gematria of challah is 53. Is 43. I'm sorry, it's 43, not 53. 43. See, it does not help.
V'simancha.
V'simancha challah is lamed is 30, and then 13. Chesed, it's 43. I said 50. It's 43.
Yeah, okay, so 43.
So 43. 43 eggs.
He didn't pass the math.
So good size challah. Each one was good size. Divide 43
Right.
into.
We say that we hold that
Three and a quarter,
an egg
sorry.
is two kazaisim. That's what we say.
Beautiful challah.
It's a whole wheat or was just kidding?
Very whole wheat.
Holy wheat.
Sourdough.
לא היה משהו.
מנקרה אוכל את זה בלי בעיות.
Nimtzu lachmi taida arbaim. Comes out that you have 40 lachmi taida, 30 matzah, and 10 chametz. Noitel mehem arba. You take 4 of them. And the rest are eaten by the owners.
You have as much time as you want to eat the 40 loaves
No,
of bread.
actually, you only have that afternoon and that night. It's a big fabrengen. The reason why,
And only the Balabasta, anybody
no.
could eat.
The reason why was there was an encouragement for him to invite everyone to spread the miracle that was performed for him. It's a Thanksgiving offering.
So it was bread plus.
Plus a sacrifice.
Thanksgiving
And he
gonna
had
be
to
soon.
invite all his family and everyone,
It was
friends,
till the
Thanksgiving
night.
soon.
till the morning. Till the morning.
You have to party on. It's 40
Make